Hello friends, it's Irene here, your friendly Gen Xer and living in New York City for now. And I have to say this is going to be a fun video because one of my last videos I did was about New York City being over. That I am sick of it, I want out of New York. And then someone asked me, well, where are you moving to? That's a good question because the truth be told, I can move anywhere in the country. My daughter is in college. I don't need to be up under her. Although the truth of the matter is I do want to have full access to her relatively easy and not taking too long. In case there's an issue, I can get there within maybe 4 hours or so by plane at most. So I do have some limitations that I'm putting on myself. However, that leaves most of like maybe the Midwest and East Coast as options to live. And there are plenty of places. I've lived in Chicago for a year when I was a kid. It's a big city and I'm kind of like not really wanting to do that. Not that I'm anti-big cities, but I'm kind of trying to pull away from these giant conglomerative mega cities. And so Chicago's definitely not a place I want to live. And, you know, the weather is an issue. So, how do you choose where you're going to live when you have the freedom to go anywhere? That's a good question. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to allow ChatGPT to pick a place or two for me to live. Okay? I'm kind of excited because I want to see what it says. Because I have some ideas in my head, but I don't know if it's going to match what ChatGPT is going to suggest. And this is a good way to either verify or disqualify choices I've made based off what ChatGPT has said. So let's get to the computer. I'm going to screen record my whole situation here and we're going to be on it. So let's see. I'm kind of excited. Let's go. Okay, so I am here ready to start this screen capture. I tried doing this before, but it didn't work. If you have a Windows laptop, here's a hint. Hit the Windows button in G and it will come up to capture. Okay, here we go. We are screen recording. So I'm going to speak into ChatGPT. You're going to see the text come up on the website, and then I'm going to hit enter. I got to make sure I have all the things because I do have things I want. I have things I don't want. I have things that are pluses. So we're going to do all that. All right, ready? Good morning. I want to move out of New York City and I need you to help me pick some places within the US that will fit my parameters. I'm going to give you a list of requirements, things that are nice to have and things I don't want, and you can help me choose from there, okay? So, my requirements are mild winters, almost no snow, like very little snow. If it snows once, then maybe okay, but I really don't want snow in my life if I can avoid it. Lower cost of living than New York City. I currently live in New York City now, so I want to be in a lower cost of living. Hot job markets must have a great employment opportunities, must be safe, easy to travel within New York City or Albany, 2 hours flight maximum I'm hoping for. Great food scene, lots to do, lots of activities, must have access to a bunch of nature, even not if it's not downtown, within the generalized metropolitan area, having nature is important. I do drive in New York City, so driving is not an issue. Things that are good to have is if it's near moving water, maybe the ocean, a river would be great. I'll take some lakes. It's not a huge requirement, but it would be a huge plus. Places I do not want to live. I do not want to live in Washington, D.C. area. I do not want to live in Florida. I also don't want to live near some members of my family, so no Raleigh, Durham, anything like that. So that's it, I think. What do you have for me? Okay, so I did voice to text in here. You see the okay, it converted my voice to text, and now I'm gonna hit enter. Now let's see what it comes up with. I'll narrow down to places that realistically match your must-haves, then separate strong fits from possible but trade-offs. I'll check current cost, job market, safety, weather, and New York City, Albany travel details, so the recommendations aren't based on stale assumptions. Okay, so it's checking information now. Okay, nice. See, I would have had to do all of that myself. All right, best overall fits: Richmond, Virginia, um, Charlotte, North Carolina, Philadelphia, and Atlanta, Georgia, Norfolk, Charleston, South Carolina, Savannah. My top three: Richmond, Charlotte, and Atlanta. Okay. Well, I'm cutting off Philadelphia immediately because it snows there on a regular basis. Richmond, Virginia. I never even considered Richmond, Virginia. I don't know where in the state that is exactly. So I have to look up on a map. Charlotte, North Carolina. I know where that is. That is a big up and coming city. Like, it's not a big city, but it's an up and coming city. So that's pretty cool. I've heard a lot of great things about Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, Philly, no. Um, Atlanta, Georgia. My sister lives in Stockbridge somewhere. So yeah, I don't. That's cool. And considering worth trade offs, Norfolk, Virginia, Charleston. Um, okay, so I'm gonna look at all of these, and because it gave me one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, and it did give me the top three. So I'm gonna ask it to a question. I'm gonna ask, can you expand the recommendations for the top three, giving more details? Because I don't want to just go through each and every one of these. But Richmond, Virginia, it says it even gave me neighborhoods. Look at that. Oh, that's great. Flights from Richmond, Virginia, or New York City, 1.5 hours. Okay. Charlotte, flights about 2 hours. Philly, absolutely not. Winter is milder than New York City, but not snow free. Yeah, I know that. Atlanta, trade off. It's a little further, but traffic is real. I've heard that about Atlanta, that traffic is terrible, but being I live in New York City and drive in New York City doesn't bother me. Norfolk, Virginia, does have a lot of nature and access and oceans and stuff like that. Trade off job market is more limited unless your work fits healthcare, military, education. Yeah. Charleston, great, but cost has risen. Jobs are more industry specific, and summers are very humid. Summers are humid in here too. Savannah, Georgia, smaller job market, less big city energy. I've been to Savannah, and I like Savannah, but I don't think I'd want to live there. And of all these places, Richmond, I've been to Philly, I've been to Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and I've been to Savannah. I haven't been to these other places, so that's a thing. All right, so let's go through and see if it can give more details about the top three that it recommends. Richmond, Virginia, best overall match. Oh, that's a pretty picture. Oh, I would love to live in one of these, although I'm kind of thinking of luxury buildings at this point. Why it fits you so well: Richmond has rare balance, affordable, culturally interesting, outdoorsy, and still East Coast connected. It doesn't feel like a downgrade from New York City, just calmer and more livable. Okay. I've never been there, so this would be interesting. Weather: Which is your biggest requirement? Winters are mild, 40 to 50s most days. Snow is rare and usually light. A couple of small events per year at most. You will not be dealing with New York City style winters. That's good. Cost of living 30 to 40% cheaper than New York City, depending on neighborhood. You can realistically afford a modern apartment in a trendy area or even a townhouse. Nice. Job market strong in healthcare, finance, marketing, government law. Not as massive as New York City, but still solid and growing. Nice. Lifestyle vibe, artsy, not pretentious. Cool. Black cultural presence is strong and visible. I didn't say that I was black in this, did I? Did I mention? I didn't say anything about me being black. Okay. Maybe in the past I've mentioned it and it remembers, but okay. I appreciate that for sure. I do. Slower pace without being boring. Very I have life outside of work energy. Food, shockingly good food scene for its size. Okay. Breweries, wine bars, coffee shops everywhere. Love that. I love a good brewery. Festivals, markets, live music. Nature, this is where Richmond over delivers. The James River runs through the city. You can walk, hike, kayak, sit on rocks mid river, parks, trails. All right, cool. Travel back to New York City, hour and a half flight from New York City, 5 to 6 hour drive, and train is an option. This is your most balanced life city, is the bottom line. Okay, so this city does seem to have a lot of what I'm looking for. That's dope. All right, next is Charlotte, North Carolina. Best for career growth and modern lifestyle. What was the. Okay. Why Charleston stands out? It's clean, modern, fast growing city. I've heard a lot about it. I've heard a lot of great things about Charlotte. Not Charleston, I said. Charlotte. It's very different from New York City, but comfortable and easy to live in. Weather, winters are very mild. Snow is very rare. Some years, none at all. Summers are hot but manageable with AC, which is standard. Cost of living, 35 to 45% cheaper than New York City. You can get a luxury apartment in a prime area. New buildings, amenities, parking. Job market is a major strength, one of the strongest in the Southeast, especially in banking, finance, corporate roles, tech adjacent roles, recruiting, HR, operations. And this aligns with your background. Oh, okay. It is remembering things about me because it knows that my last job was in tech, was in a recruiting firm in which I did some HR and house stuff. So it does remember things about me from previous times. That's good to know. Polished vibe, professional, upwardly mobile, a lot of transplants, easy to meet people, feels newer, less historic than Richmond. Food and social life, solid and growing food scene, trendy brunch spots, lounges, rooftop bars, less gritty food culture, more curated, less gritty. I wonder what they mean by less gritty. What do you think? I don't know. Nature access, not in the city like Richmond, but Lake Norman is 30 minutes away, mountains are 2 hours away, greenways and trails throughout the city. Okay. All right. Travel to New York City, 1.5 to 2 hours to New York City. Albany is doable via connection or occasional direct flight. Bottom line, this is your career plus comfort plus clean lifestyle option. All right, Charlotte. And next is Atlanta, the ATL. Best for big city energy without New York City prices. Why it's compelling. Atlanta is the only one on this list that gives you true big city energy similar to New York City, but is cheaper and warmer. Weather, winters are very mild, snow is extremely rare, summers are hot and humid. This is the trade-off. Again, I have hot and humid in New York City. People don't realize how hot and humid New York City gets. We can get in the 90s and humid on but usually only a couple weeks, but it does get that hot. I don't mind the heat. The humidity is a little, but heat itself is not a problem for me. Cost of living 30 to 40% cheaper than New York City. It gives you a wide range depending on neighborhood. Luxury in Midtown Buckhead, more value in other areas. Job market is very strong, one of the top job markets in the US right now, strong in corporate, film, media, I know that, tech, marketing, recruiting, operations. Lifestyle plus vibe is big, diverse, culturally rich, strong, black, professional, creative community that I know. Social, vibrant, always something happening. Food and nightlife, top tier food scene, especially strong in Southern cuisine, black owned restaurants, brunch culture. Ooh, I love brunch. I love brunch culture. New York has brunch, but I don't know. I feel like we don't do it well. Nightlife is much bigger than Richmond and Charlotte. I don't go out that much at night. Nature, Piedmont Park. Chattahoochee River is nearby. And the mountains are 1.5 to 2 hours away. Travel to New York, 2 to 2.5 hours to New York City, a bit longer than your ideal, but still easy. Bottom line, this is your I want big life city. I want a big life city. So it says, if you want balance plus nature plus proximity to New York, Richmond. If you want career growth plus ease plus polished lifestyle is Charlotte. If you want energy, culture, big city feels, pick Atlanta. So, this is pretty funny, guys, because, oh, okay. Now it says I can narrow your specific neighborhoods based on your budget or give you a day in a life comparison. All right, give me neighborhoods based off a 1 bedroom apartment for less than $2,000. Oh, let me actually. I want a dishwasher and washer and a washer dryer in unit. I don't have those things in my apartment. I barely have a kitchen. I want on-site. I also want an on-site gym, and a pool would be a huge plus. Now here's the question. Can I get all that for my money for $2,000? Additionally, I want it to be close to bike and walking trails would also be a huge plus. All right, ready? Let's hit enter and see what happens. It's going to be like, bitch, you can't get none of that. Perfect. This is where things get real because your budget and cleanliness is also actually doable in these cities, especially compared to New York City. I'm going to give you specific neighborhoods and actual buildings that match your requirements. 1 bedroom, under 2,000, dishwasher plus in-unit washer dryer, on-site gym, pool, or at least most options have it. Close to trails, walkability. Great. Okay. This is where it goes. Richmond, Virginia's top neighborhood, Scott's Addition. Okay, it's giving me actual buildings. I didn't need buildings, but I'll take it. Oh no, this is neighborhood. Scott's Addition is a neighborhood? Okay, sounds like a building. Brooklyn Energy, but cleaner, cheaper, easier. It also knows I live in Brooklyn. Okay. That's one thing I love about AI. It does remember who you are and what's important to you. So I love that. Why it fits your checklist is walkable, social, and trendy. I'm reading backwards. 5 to 10 minute drive to the James River trails. Tons of new luxury buildings with your exact amenities. And it gives you buildings. I'm not going to go over buildings because I might actually choose one of these one day. Backup is the Museum Fan District. The Fan Museum District, sorry. More charming tree-lined streets, slightly quieter. Okay, still close to river trails. Fewer luxury buildings, but some options. Okay. All right. Next one is for Charlotte, North Carolina. Top neighborhood, South End. Why this area fits. Your exact wish list built around the rail trail. Oh, the rail trail. Okay, perfect for walking, biking. Tons of new luxury buildings, social, young professional vibe. Professional, but definitely not young. What your $2,000 gets you: luxury one bedroom with in unit washer, dryer, standard, dishwasher, standard, gym and pool, very common. Charlotte is full of these buildings. Neighborhoods to focus on: South End, top pick. Then Noda, that's going to be north something, I don't know. Plaza, Midwood. Okay. All right. It didn't give me exact buildings on this one, but okay. Atlanta, Georgia. Top neighborhood Beltline areas, meaning okay, Midtown, Old Fourth Ward. I know Midtown has access to Piedmont Park, I believe. All right, why this area is perfect for your criteria: direct access to the Atlanta Beltline. Now, I know that the Beltline is like a circle or a loop around Atlanta. I don't know exactly where, but I know it's a loop around Atlanta. Walking and biking trail, tons of luxury buildings with pools, gyms, in washer units, which is standard, close to Piedmont Park. Neighborhoods to focus on: Old Fourth Ward, best overall fit, Midtown, more city, slightly pricier but doable. I think that's more like downtown, if I remember correctly. Not really want to be in downtown. Inman Park, cute, walkable, slightly quieter. I have heard about Inman Park, that was one of the better places. So I'm like, okay. Um, Price reality: one bedroom, $1,600 to $2,000 in many buildings. You'll get high rise or mid rise, full amenities, and a package. Package. Okay. Final recommendation for you. Again, they're trying to get me to go to Richmond. They feel like it feels like Richmond is the best thing for me. Um, so this is really helpful because I never considered Richmond, Virginia at all. Like I said, my sister lives about, I think, 30 minutes, 40 minutes outside of Atlanta. So that's always been an option in the back of my mind. But now it's in the front of my mind since ChatGPT is telling me, yeah, you might really like this place. Also, from my understanding, Atlanta is pretty spread out. So there are a lot of areas I could be in Atlanta, but out being inside Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? That's what my sister recommended. She's like, I would never recommend you live in the city. I would recommend you live right outside it or on the edge. So I guess I'm going to have to go there and take a look at all of these places because I've not been to any of these places. I've been to 45 states, 76 cities, and I haven't been to any of these places. So I'm going to have to go to Atlanta. I'm going to have to go to Charlotte, and I'm going to have to go to Richmond, Virginia. Yo, maybe I can do all of these in one trip. Taking a road trip for 2 weeks. All right. Well, I know I was planning on going to Atlanta to see my sister sometime this summer, end of July. So maybe that'll be a time for me to check it out and see if it's a real option. Yeah. Oh, this is so interesting. Oh, I love this. I absolutely love this. I love AI in ways because it makes things so easy. The research I would have had to done to pull all of this information up, there's no way I would have been able to figure this out in a timely fashion. So yeah, I am super excited. Richmond, Charlotte, and Atlanta. I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you.